Rita Thompson has been waiting on a $3,000 refund since March. Her husband died in June, and the IRS sent her a verification letter in August. She responded in September, and now she's working on her next tax return.
You get weak sometimes, and you just like to have that person to share it with you. And he's not here anymore.
After 51 years of marriage, Rita Thompson's husband David died in June. She misses their walks on the Big Four Bridge.
Our thing was to say good morning to everybody.
And dancing at Caesars, Southern Indiana, with David's trademark look.
Bow tie and a smile.
His pictures comfort Rita in the living room where he died and on the fridge where she keeps a note of that day, including a note documenting when she might get their income tax refund.
It's just a struggle, because I'm finding things that he took care of.
They filed back in March.
I just feel like the government's let us down.
And the IRS sent her this letter in August saying it needed to verify David's death.
After we get our information, we'll release your tax refund check in 8 to 10 weeks.
8 to 10 weeks later, no check and no information on the web or through the phone if she could get through at all.
I can sympathize with them being short-staffed like every other industry and business is, but, you owe me money, I want my money.
Her tax preparer, Allison Ray, has tried helping, but the experience is just as bad for her.
I'm on the phone anywhere from 45 to 5 hours any given point.
She's planning on installing another phone line, one to talk to clients, the other to sit on hold with the IRS, if she can get any information.
There was about 2-week time period that I couldn't get anybody to answer at all.
Now, not all of her clients had to report a death like Rita, but all are at a breaking point. She says she's got 4 waiting on refunds from 2020.
To me, it's ridiculous on so many levels.
It's the IRS's most challenging filing season, probably in my memory, if not history.
National taxpayer advocate Aaron Collins says the pandemic compounded many of the IRS's ongoing problems, with less staff and smaller budgets.
The IRS needs more resources of helping taxpayers collecting revenue.
Her most recent report says filing delays and phone backlogs are likely to go from bad to worse.
Unfortunately, the level of service reached a low of about 5%.
We received countless calls. We've worked with over 600 constituents to advocate on their behalf with the IRS so that they might get their refunds in a timely fashion.
Indiana Senator Todd Young says he understands the frustration.
To not receive your IRS refund check in normal times is a big deal, but during a global pandemic when lives are disrupted, it's especially serious.
He supports giving the IRS a modest budget increase to upgrade its technology. A former commissioner says the agency needs more like a $10 billion investment over the next decade.
We need to hold oversight hearings so we can answer questions like this, but my sense is that even that billion-dollar figure could be better targeted.
Reforms won't help taxpayers right now, though, and because tax information is generally confidential by law, we couldn't help Rita directly. But an IRS spokesperson suggests taxpayers with issues call their local taxpayer assistance office. We passed that message on to Rita, who was able to get through after a half-hour wait.
She looked up everything, said they had all the paperwork, and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but this was just being processed January 3rd. We just entered it in our system."
The IRS says she's supposed to get a refund by Valentine's Day. Perhaps finally closing the wound in her heart, this delay has only kept irritating.
They want a lot from you, and we give it. They scare you with delinquency and jail time, seizing your property. Well, why can't they reciprocate? We want our money and answers, so give it to us.
We've got a link to both the Indiana and Kentucky taxpayer help offices. The IRS says the best way to ensure a quick refund is to e-file, but there are still forms that must be sent on paper, and that's something the taxpayer advocate says needs to be modernized. Mark Stevens, Wave News.